Okay, and we're gonna go live in 3, 2, let's see. We do not have permission to live stream. Why? Mm-hmm. Okay. So let's try this one more time. Okay, preparing to live stream. Got it. So we are in one moment, we are live. Thank you for joining, whoever's with us. My name is Zoe, and today I am very, very excited to invite Elana Karen to the screen, who is touching on a very, very important topic, and she will share all about it. She'll share the whys, the whats, hows during this 20-minute drop. And that's it. Elana, why don't you take it away, talking about erotic aliveness in times of crisis?
Yeah, thanks, Zoe. I'm really happy to be here. I'm really excited to bring this topic, which is like maybe in moments like erotic aliveness in times of crisis, like how is that relevant? How is that important? And it's so significant. So I'll kind of talk about what I see. Like I'll kind of take a moment to deconstruct the title and then talk about how we do erotic aliveness, and then we'll do a practice. So really excited. I love talking about all things erotic and alive. So I'm in my zone. So just I invite all of us to take a few breaths for a moment to land in the body, to feel what's present in this moment, connection, excitement, nervousness. Yeah. Take maybe 2 more. And yeah, I'll talk for a moment. I'll start with crisis, right? Crisis is this time that really requires us to be with what is, right? It's like that tunnel that like something here is really urgent and I need to be with it. And reality is in the body, right? What's present is in the body. And we tend to go into mind thinking, predicting that computer of the mind that is here for that. And that can take us out of really actually being with what is and being in the body. And so erotic aliveness now is both a tool for being with what is, which I'll talk about more soon, and also for transmuting and for alchemizing and for coming to a place where we're really connected with our sovereignty and our capacity to create a different experience and move past the crisis. Because we feel crisis as a state, and that's not something sustainable for long term. So, right, aliveness is, for me, it's like gives us the range of expression. Like being alive is everything. It's all of the emotions, it's all of the states, it's being with what is outside and inside. And allowing each of those things to move through us. And so orienting towards aliveness is really about expression and being with. And the erotic piece of it, or the eros piece of it, is, for me, it's our eros is our sovereignty, right? Being a sexually sovereign being is being powerful. There are so many ways that in all times our erotic innocence and our erotic being is not so accepted in society and often by ourselves. And so it's really, when we go this path, we're engaging with our sovereignty and choosing to be who we are, our creative energy, our creative power. And in order to really choose that aliveness, like I said, aliveness is that full range. So we need to be with everything that is. And also, right in the crisis, as I said, move past and access creative energy, right? So we're not just in that tunnel vision of crisis mode, but in our creativity, in our juice, in our movement. And Eros is that creative energy, right? So sexual sovereignty for me is also being erotic with myself and with others, but it's much more than that. It's not just like, let's get down, but it's also let's get down. And in a little bit, we'll get down together. It's like connecting with trees. It's like moving my life force energy when I'm with my friends. It's this aliveness that enables us to be in that creative energy, which is innately ours, which is our birthright. So like that sexually sovereign woman, that is what we are here to be. And in times of crisis, there can be like a range of responses around erotic energy. Some of us will like go into hypersexual mode, right? Like just like want to fuck all of the time. That's some of the response that I've seen from people and at moments from myself. And like, yeah, like let's feel good in time of crisis, right? And also there can be the total opposite range, and this is quite common, especially among women, is the shutdown of sexuality, is the lack of desire, the lack of wanting to do anything, apathy, really a freeze and a disconnect. And if that is something that anyone is experiencing, I want you to know, like, I've been there. That's moments for me too. And there's no shame in that. Just like there's no shame in like going into hypersexuality mode. And there are ways that we can, and being in the unfreeze of that, really learning how to unwind that and come back to aliveness is really going to help us move and create a different reality, as I've been talking about. This is obviously like a huge topic that I could talk for hours about, but that's the sort of first taste and the background that I want to give. And then I'm going to talk a little bit about what it means right now to like practically to be sexually alive. And then we'll go into our practice, or erotically alive. So one of the things that it means, like if we're in that disconnect or that hyper, we tend to be, the hyper is just another way of disconnecting. And so what really requires for us to be in that with what is a emotional, what is the word? One moment. Like being emotionally current, right? Because our emotional body and our sexual bodies are very, very connected and close. If something emotionally is being shut down, so is our sexuality in most of the time, right? So practicing honesty and clarity and that step of what is right now and moving our emotional body, getting out of disconnect and freeze states there, or hyper alert states, that is often going to be a first step. And we'll do a little teeny bit of that here. But if that is something that you're really experiencing, then know that that's the first step to be with. And so there are so many ways to be with that emotional experience and also to be with the cultivation of the erotic aliveness, because it's a practice, right? It's something, especially in a female body, that our erotic aliveness and our sexuality is something that really, to be easily accessible, needs to be like on a slow flame all of the time. That's just how our bodies work. So we're like looking in moments throughout the day to find some of that aliveness, to keep that flame moving. And then also to practice circulating our energy, to practice moving it. And that can be done in so many different ways. It can be done in dancing. It can be done going through a walk from nature and just like meditating with the trees. It can be done just that act of moving the body in a walk. That helps us to move our things that need to be moved. And as I just said, really it's a practice. And if it's like one of my teachers, she loves to say, where attention goes, energy flows, right? So even if you're not totally feeling your erotic aliveness right now, if it feels hard to access, know 100%, really, I can promise this. I don't make a lot of promises, but this one I can, that if you're cultivating that, even just for a few minutes a day, it makes a really big difference. And, you know, I can say I currently have a lot of access to my erotic aliveness because I've been working on it for a really long time. And the way that that's supporting me in this in crisis mode is like, I get to move, I get to feel, I get to enjoy and really be there. And then like these little moments of magic really open up and whole new levels of being. So that's the spiel, the context. And now we'll take a moment just to let the words roll off and come into the body, because that's what this is about. So take a few moments to take a few breaths again. And notice what's happening after you've listened to me speak. Notice if there's excitement, if there's sort of wanting to get far from it, if it feels like a nice idea, but not something that's practical. If it feels like, yes, I want to be in my sexual sovereignty. I want to have this as a tool available for me to show my aliveness, to choose my aliveness. Yeah. And from here, take your attention and drop it into your pelvis. And take some breaths into the pelvis. Dropping the attention low in the body into the sexual center. Flooding the pelvis with breath, with loving attention. Allowing a drop to happen down. Uh, uh. So the first thing that we're doing is really finding our way into the body. Noticing sensation. Noticing lack of sensation. Noticing thoughts or emotions that arise. And we'll keep directing the breath down, feeling the pelvis. If you know where your cervix is, you can take an inhale and sigh out through the cervix. If you don't, you can sigh out through the whole pelvis. Uh, mm. Breathing in to the vulva, the vaginal lips. Good. And from here, if it's accessible and feels good to get your feet on the ground and maybe even stand, that's a suggestion, but it's not necessary. And we're gonna inhale, pull up energy from the earth. Exhale, let it go down the front. Inhale, pull it up through the feet, the legs, in through the pussy. Exhale it down the body. An audible breath here is great. Really resourcing from the earth, pulling up that life force energy. Exhaling it down, caressing you. Inhale. Exhale. On the next inhale, use the pussy muscles to pull up as well. Exhale, release them. So we're doing a slight contraction, almost pulling something up like a scarf up. Exhaling, letting it down. Inhale, an elevator moving up the pelvic muscles. Exhale, it slides down. Circulating through the body. Really making sure to emphasize the release on the exhale, not over contracting on the inhale. Ah, ah, ah. The body might begin to undulate. Taking a moment to open the eyes and find something in your space that you like, that feels good as you're doing this breath. So you're orienting inside and outside. Find a little inner smile. So it takes us up to a bigger perspective. It's not faking happiness. It's coming to that place that's a bit above and knows from that angle. Inner smile. About 3 more breaths like that. Pulling up from the earth, being caressed on the way down. And after that, starting to find pelvic movement. So it might be forward and back. It might be around. Maybe it's around. Maybe it's forward and back. But finding some pelvic movement. finding where it feels good, lingering. And if it's hard to find anything that feels good, really using your mind to imagine pleasant sensation in the pelvis. Again, where our attention goes, energy flows, we get to cultivate our erotic aliveness. And to close off, I'm going to play a song for us to move to. It's a bit raunchy song. I'm playing with that vibe. And as I play that, we're gonna just like put on the character of getting down and see what it's like to put it on, even if it doesn't feel like the most natural thing at the moment. We're just gonna call in the character who really gets down with this stuff. Letting out your voice.
My neck, my back, my neck, my back, my neck, my back, lick my pussy and my crack. My back, my neck, my back, my neck, my back, lick my pussy and my crack. Do it.
Bringing in a little bit of play. A little bit of laughing at myself energy. A little bit of exaggeration. Woo! Really trying out different sounds. It helps to move it. Our full sovereign sexual expression is untamed, innocent, fully expressed.
Do it down, lick it good, suck this pussy just like you should. Right now, my neck, my back, lick my pussy and my crack. My neck, my back, lick my pussy and my crack. My neck, my back, lick my pussy and my crack. My neck, my back, lick my pussy and my crack.
Breathing up from the earth, cycling it down the foot. Life force energy moving. Inhaling, contracting, exhaling, releasing. Maybe biting the lip. Or licking the lip. Finding something that feels good. Last few moments, finding something that feels good and staying with it. And sticking with it. And coming back to a small pelvic movement. And taking a few more breaths, moving life force energy up through the body from the earth and letting it fill you, letting it roll down you. Maybe closing by putting a hand on the body in a way that feels really good or in a place that needs some love. Enjoying the parts that were really awake to this. Honoring the parts that might have had a little more trouble. And connecting with the birthright that is your erotic aliveness, that is your erotic sovereignty, that is your power as a woman. Giving her an expression right now. And that's our practice for the day. I'm really happy to hear how it was for you. If you have any questions or want any support, I'm here. You can find me at on Instagram at Elana with an E, Elana, Karen, Karen, Leopold, at Elana Karen Leopold. And I offer support in the cultivation of erotic aliveness and all other realms of feminine aliveness and being. And I'm super here to support you anywhere you are on that spectrum that I started to describe a little bit today. So really any questions, any musings, I would love, love, love to hear. And thank you so much to Zoe and Laura who have organized this.
Thank you, beautiful Elana. That was amazing. Thank you for like bringing out my like Jersey. You brought my Jersey girl back out.
Yeah.
So that was really great. If anyone has questions, you're welcome to unmute. And if not, we'll close our space up and say thank you to Elana.
Thank you so much. Thanks, Elana.
My pleasure. Good to see you. And thanks for bringing your little one.
Yeah, it was hard, but yeah.
So connected with this experience, with exactly this.
Yeah, she loved the music. As soon as it came on, she was just like going crazy and clapping her hands. She was loving it. So
Yes.
start them young.
We all love being alive.
Yeah.
Amen to that. All right, beautiful people. Thank you, Elana. Thank you so much for bringing yourself to this space and for bringing this topic to the center, because it's really crucial, especially as women, for us to stay and cultivate our feminine power. And it's all juiced up in this erotic aliveness. So to more of it.
Amen. Amen.
Yeah. All right. Bye, sister queens. Have a beautiful day.
Thank you.